Erin's pulling out a ukulele. She's about to sing a song.
Oh, do you have a song? Are you going to sing us a song?
Erin, bring us in.
Let's do it.
She's gonna thank you.
Hey, girl, hey.
That's so cute.
I've been trying to find what could make you happy. I never could dream that it was just me. 'Cause there's gold in the line, just look and you'll find it. It's calling, just open your eyes, and you'll be alright. Yeah.
Welcome to Hey Girl, Hey, a podcast where we talk about literally anything. I'm Erin.
I'm Cari.
And I'm Elise.
And we're three sisters. Wow.
That was like almost in unison. That's pretty good.
You
I'm
used
good
almost
at this.
loosely there.
We tried.
You're like, that's
Okay,
the
the
best we've
beginning
done.
wasn't. The beginning wasn't, but
The
like
end
we
was.
kinda were at the end.
It's like we're sisters or something.
Yay.
Gross.
This is a special episode of our podcast because for
It's the worst
once,
one.
I'm not alone.
But I am.
But yeah, I'm sorry, Elise.
Elise, you don't have me to annoy you today. How do you feel?
Sad.
Oh,
I'm
you're
sorry.
welcome. I'm so wonderful in your life.
I
You're
just
the best.
I just have attachment disorder.
Yes.
Are you like a baby who has like,
kidding.
no object permanence? So once
I'm
I'm
like
gone,
a puppy.
You're like, oh no.
yeah, like I can't see you. You don't exist.
You're dead. You're not real.
Yeah, Carrie's with me in Michigan.
Yeah, Carrie's
Hello.
dead to me.
Hello,
So,
Erin.
I have a
It's
story.
sad.
I'm going to share the story really quick before we really delve into this episode. On Thursday, my wonderful husband, Bill, looked at me and said, I have a doctor's appointment at 1:30. Do you want to go with me or stay home? I said, you know what? I'll go ahead and go with you and wait in the car because can't really have more than one person in the doctor's office up here still. And then he's like, oh, they just texted me and said it's going to be pushed to 1:45. And I'm like, that's a little weird. But you know what? My doctor has called, like the doctor's office called me and said, hey, we can't have you come in right now. We need you later, earlier, whatever. No big deal. So we're driving and then we turn into the airport. I said, you lied to me. So we get to the airport and Cari and her husband Jewett show up. That's my
And
story.
Erin cried.
Shut up.
It was wonderful.
I got
I'm
emotional.
so glad we made your day like a billion times better.
I had no idea she was coming in, and I was shocked.
I almost slipped up multiple times because you had called me or I'd called you a couple days before and we were talking, and you're like, oh, I want to tell you something, but I can't right now. I'm at school and I have to go to class. And I was like, oh, we'll talk on Thursday. If you're free, that is, of course.
I didn't catch it.
That too. And something about you're like, oh, I want to get our nails done. I'm like, we'll have to do that next time I
Eventually.
see you.
Yeah, she's like,
hopefully.
next time you're in Florida. And I was
Yeah,
like,
I kept trying to catch myself. I'm like, oh yes, this week if you have time, we will talk.
so yeah. So my husband lied to me. Everyone now knows that. And I believed him. And now every time I talk to him, I'm like, but you told me at a doctor's appointment and we went to the airport.
Yeah, last time we were playing a board game.
He's like,
And
I
it
have
was-
to meet my doctor at the airport.
At the airport. I picked him up at the
It's
airport.
very
a
unconventional, but
special- This doctor's flying in from out of state just for me.
And he needed a ride.
But he doesn't
from a
have an
patient.
office.
Yes, exactly.
Like yesterday we were playing a board game. And it was one of those, like, you're trying to pretend to be someone else. Kind of like Bang Elise. It was called, what was it called, Erin?
It's called Murder on the Cosmic
Murder.
Express.
Yes.
cosmic.
Cosmic. You're in
Mhm.
space.
Wow.
And every time Bill would try to tell Erin something, Erin's like, well, you lied about a doctor's appointment, so how can I trust you?
I did.
Good point.
Like,
Yep.
basically, he ruined their entire marriage, apparently.
Mhm.
She can never
Yeah,
trust
it's
him
time
again.
to leave him.
I've been trying.
You had a good
Just
run.
kidding, Bill. I love you.
You're the best.
He is the best.
he
Don't
just
leave.
opens the door like, I
What'd
can
you
hear
say?
you. You're in my house.
Yeah, so I just wanted to share that story about my sissy coming up and visiting and surprising me. Unfortunately,
so
the
wonderful.
youngest sissy couldn't be here, but it's okay.
I wasn't invited, actually.
You went to go see the nephew.
I did. I saw Gabe.
Gabe.
That's so fun.
Yep.
It was fun.
You're like,
Well,
it's
even
fun,
though we're
strange.
here, we're not in the same room recording, which is still
No.
kind of sad.
You're
Yeah,
not.
that's weird.
I thought we were going to be sitting next to each other having
I did
funsies.
too, but the one microphone is in this bedroom you're in, and then my bedroom has the other microphone, and it just kind of made...
Erin's just tired of me already.
Well, when we're together, your back's to me the whole time anyway, so.
That's true, but you're behind me, so I could, like, kind of poke you, pretend.
I look
Funsies.
at your screen and I'll see the back of, or see, like, the side of me, and I'm like, oh. Is that what it looks like? I'm sorry.
I just like when you guys are doing, because I can see you since we're on Zoom, and like somebody will do something, and like Elise will turn in her chair and like do something, or Cari turn around. I can see, because I can see like both of you like at the same time. Sometimes it's kind of funny.
Yeah, because when I'm talking to Cari, it's like she's right next to me, so I'm like, oh, I want to turn and talk to her. She's right here. But then I'm like, oh no, camera.
Oh no, camera.
This isn't
That's
just
funny.
audio. We also have the visual.
Unfortunately.
I had this classmate in my first semester of college. She was an artist, and she sat next to me. She was so sweet, and she drew my profile once. She's like, "You have the most beautiful profile. Like, I want to draw it." And I was like, "Me? Me? Thank you."
I know.
And she drew it, and I was like, "That looks great." And I was like, "I've never looked at my profile before," so I looked up in the mirror, and I was like, "This? You thought that it is? What about this? And draw it."
I have a horrible profile, so I get it.
I
I'm
have a
like,
terrible profile.
I see myself from the side, I'm like, ew.
What
That's
is
like,
going
it's
on?
it's just not okay.
That is not. No.
Positive talk
It's like
today,
every time you
sisters.
think-
Positive.
Every time you
Positive.
think, you know what, I look pretty good, then you see yourself from the side, you're like, just kidding.
Or you take a selfie, you're like, I'm feeling myself today. I got my makeup on, or whatever, your skin looks good, whatever, it doesn't matter. You don't have
You
to...
look good in the mirror.
And you're like, oh yeah, and then you take a selfie, you're like, for the love of God.
Oh, okay. I used to
You're
look
like, I need
phenomenal,
like 7 filters.
but I used to look amazing in like selfies on like my iPhone 3. Back when the camera wasn't great.
This camera is terrible.
Exactly.
Now that the camera is like, we get every orifice and pore, and I'm like, do you have to?
Yeah. I just got a new phone, so I have the 11 now, and every time I open up like Snapchat or something and the front facing camera's on, I'm like, oh no.
Too
Like,
much
let me
detail.
put a filter on before you show me that.
Before I leave the house, I gotta put a filter on this.
Oh man, that's funny. Well, that's getting it out. I said that out loud, but Anyways, so you guys are
That's
having...
how Erin thinks something's funny. She goes, man, that's funny. I'm not even kidding. She does that all the time.
It's true.
She laughs. Haha, man, that's funny.
It's like when I really, really like something, I'm so sarcastic, and it drives me crazy.
I
I
used
do
to
the
work
same
with
thing.
someone
I'll be
who
like,
did that.
wow,
though.
that's awesome. And they're like, people are like, are you being sarcastic?
I'm like, no,
Like, no, I just
No.
sound like this.
Exactly. Somebody gave me something, and I was like, oh my God, this is really great. Thanks. And then, like, she looked really upset. I'm like, oh my God, I'm sorry. Like, you don't, like, when I'm really excited, I get sarcastic. So now it's like a joke at school if I do something like, oh, Erin really likes it. She was super sarcastic. And I'm like,
I think we all
don't
do
read
that
me
for
to
some
filth.
reason.
God.
Yeah.
That happened once I was like with Joed's family, and I had said like, "Oh yeah, sometimes I sound really sarcastic when I'm trying to be genuine," and they're like, "Yeah, sure." And we were watching something, and this commercial came on, and I was like, "Wow, I'm really excited to see that." And then his uncle looked at me and went, "It's true. You sounded so sarcastic." And I was like, "No, but I'm really excited to see that." And he was like, "I know because you sounded so sarcastic." Like, sorry. Oh
It's like a
god.
mental disorder. I'm
I
like,
think it
wow,
is.
I'm so excited. Thank you.
Yeah, exactly.
One
Why am
day
I
we're
rolling my
gonna
eyes?
see,
I don't know.
One day the three of us are gonna see like therapists, and they're gonna be like, "Oh, so I heard you say you're excited about that, and you didn't sound excited. This is probably what it is." And they like dive into some like deep-seated mental trauma we didn't know we had.
So I finally started watching Modern Family after Kyle told me multiple times to watch it. Cari told me to watch it, so I
I
finally
like
started
it.
watching it. It's fun, like it's just mindless fun.
It
so
really is.
I'm in like season 3, and the episode I started a while ago, like 2 weeks ago.
So long ago.
Like
So,
2 days ago.
It's like me watching
so
My
there's
Hero.
the episode where Claire, when she's talking about death, she starts smiling accidentally. I'm like, that's me. I'll smile at the most inappropriate times because I get like nervous, and that's my reaction, and I hate it.
Yes.
Like one time when told me his girlfriend died in a car accident, my face freaked out. And I started smiling. I'm like, why am I smiling? I'm sad. It was bad. It was really bad.
Elise, that's so bad.
I know.
Oh my gosh.
I don't. My face does things.
Your
That
face
was
does things you
a
can't help.
horrible time.
I know.
You're like,
Elise,
I know.
it's a very good thing that masks are mandatory now.
Yes.
Because you are a nurse.
Oh yeah.
Do you just smile? Oh, like, oh yeah,
I
I've
can
been
tell
here
you
for this horrible
about this
thing, and
patient
you're
I
like,
had
huh.
the other day. Absolutely disgusting. Not the patient. What was going on with her? I'm sorry, but no, really, it was gross. And I'm like, I'm so glad I have the mask because I'm like under the mask. No one can see that.
Oh no, we're not going to go this way again, guys. Last week I had to put so many apologies up on our video because of certain thing you said multiple times.
I won't talk about isoflicking now.
Of course you
Sorry,
bring
I
it back
remember what
up.
it was.
I suppressed that. And
I honestly forgot about it until
Erin
Erin said that, and I was like, isyphilis.
Apology again. If you guys want to see the written apologies, go on our YouTube page. I have them
I'm
in the
not
video.
sorry.
At least you need to sign it, hand over heart.
Look, things happen. Human bodies can be disgusting.
It's true.
It's pretty simple.
It's pretty simple.
So,
You've been a nurse for all of 10 minutes, and you're like, wow, this sucks. People are
I know,
disgusting.
sometimes I say things to my coworkers and they laugh. They're like, it's too soon for this attitude. I'm like, whoops.
At least you're a chain smoker named Marge at this point. Who's like, this sucks. This life.
Okay, the patient I was talking about earlier, I'm not going to get into it, but the doctor literally came in and he was like, yeah, well, you'll just have to do Q2 dressing changes. That means every 2 hours we were supposed to do dressing changes on one of our 5 patients. Dressing change that took 30 minutes. And I was like, what? We left the room and I was like, he wants us to, really? Really? And my preceptor just laughed. And I was like, no. This is not it.
No. Oh, that's great. So, you said you went to visit the nephew.
I did visit the nephew.
How was the trip?
It was fun.
Good.
He spoiled me a lot. I paid for like 2 things, maybe. I paid for my flight there, and then I paid for like one thing at one store. And everything else he paid for. I got a crystal necklace. I got Vans. He bought me $65 Vans.
Oh my gosh, of course.
Gabriel?
He bought me 2.
Gabriel?
He bought me 3 coloring books because in the middle of the night I got the urge to color. So we went to the store and we got coloring books and colored pencils.
Oh my
And I was going to get like a really simple dumb one, and then I also found this pretty one. He's like, get both. I'm like, these are 2 $12 coloring books. We don't need this. And he's like, who cares? He bought all of my food.
Oh my gosh, of course he did.
He bought
Gabriel.
me a shirt that I saw that was cute and sparkly.
Gabriel.
So
Gabriel. When am I coming to visit, Gabriel?
This is when you
it
go.
was fun. We just chilled though.
This is when you go, Gabriel, can we have a platonic marriage? Like, where you just buy things for me,
I
but
think
we are
he
strictly...
would be
Okay.
down for that.
I would like to
He got me had a
please take...
longboard.
Excuse me, I don't mean to interrupt. However, you said marriage, and I would like to please explain the relationship between us and Gabriel, because we
Okay,
said
yes.
nephew.
Everyone's like, are they from Alabama?
I said platonic, but
No
yes.
offense, Alabama.
Should have
Yes.
explained that.
No, Alabama's not listening.
So Gabriel, technically, is our step-nephew, and there is
Yes.
no blood connected in there. However,
Yes.
He's
It is kinda
100%
weird.
family in every way.
yes.
He's
because
like my little brother.
But
Who's
let's
taller than me.
be
Lot.
real here. Technically, there's no blood shared because he's our step-nephew. So Elise marrying him would be totally legal.
Oh, we're not going to go there.
Yeah,
Oh,
let's
we are
not
going
go
there.
into that. What we're going to go into is it was
Because-
a fun time.
Wait, I would like to
And
say
we-
again, though, because we keep saying nephew. Gabriel is 21. He's not like a 5-year-old nephew here.
Oh, yes. Yes, I did not go visit my 5-year-old nephew.
Who let him buy you
I don't have a
everything.
5-year-old nephew who somehow has a job and can buy me all this stuff.
So Gabe is a fully grown adult man.
Yes.
And
Yes,
it sounds
he
weird.
is.
Remember when we say, like, oh, nephew?
I don't even think about it
No.
anymore. I'm like,
Well, because all of
whatever.
our nieces and nephews are so much older than most people's nieces and nephews.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because even with Skylar, I'm like, she seems so old.
She's
Yeah.
such an adult.
Like, having a conversation, I'm like, you sound like a 18-year-old sometimes.
And then sometimes you're like, oh,
Yes.
there you are. You're 12.
Yeah, there's the 12-year-old.
Like, every now and then, like, we'll have, like, really deep conversations. And, like, my favorite one, I think I mentioned this before, is when we were talking about multi-dimensional theory and, like, multiple, like, universes and, like, all of those kind of things. And I'm like, what?
Wait, have you been talking about that a lot lately?
Yes, we
Yeah,
have.
Because that's
Hold
been
on.
like my obsession.
That's been a weird
recently.
obsession lately.
I went into it with Morelia, with Cari. Then Cari and I were out for drinks, and we ran into this guy I know and his friend. And then, well, he listens to the podcast. Hi,
Hi, friend.
Hi. Yes, we ran into them, and then I went into that again. And then when I was talking to Gabe, I went into it, and I can't help it. It's been like an obsession of mine recently.
You should ask Gabe about what happened to us.
Are you
Okay.
talking about on the bridge?
Welcome to
No.
Tipsy Talk, where we
Oh,
have
okay.
some drinks and we talk about interdimensional travel.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
in case
we
you were
didn't.
wondering, the theme of this episode is whatever we feel like.
Exactly.
Yes,
we
this
didn't.
That's what
is
Cari
loosey
told me.
goosey girls, sisters having fun.
We're just sisters, sisters. So a few years
Interdimensional
back,
travel.
we were driving Gabe and Linda back from Michigan from visiting
This
their
is the
biologic
story,
mom.
yes.
Yeah, you've heard that one? So yeah,
Yes.
so we were in Ohio and driving, we're like, oh yeah, we're out, we're in Ohio, we're making jokes about it, like not jokes about Ohio, but where we were, and like we finally did it and that
Yeah,
kind of
all our
stuff.
Ohio listeners don't get mad.
Yeah.
No,
Hi-
okay,
hi,
my friend,
Ohio.
hi Sarah, she's from Ohio and she knows
Oh,
that
hi,
I love
Sarah.
Ohio. Yeah.
She's from Ohio. Thanks, Sarah, for
People
listening.
are
I'm
from
glad you're from
Ohio.
Hawaii. Ohio.
Okay.
Hawaii. I'm gonna stop.
I know
You
she
okay
is.
there?
No.
And then all of a sudden, like, we watched the sign exit for Columbus. And then next thing we know, we're in Indiana. Literally immediately later. How did that happen? We have no clue. Gabe and Linda were freaking out. We stop at a rest stop. Somehow we went from Columbus to where we were in Ohio. And we were over 100 miles away from where we started.
For some reason, in my mind, you were on a bridge when that
No,
happened.
we were
But
on the
yes,
highway.
That's the story I was thinking of.
Yeah, we were on the
Okay.
highway. Isn't that weird? So, I mean, I don't know. We didn't fall asleep. You can believe it or
There
not,
was no
guys,
time
but
lost?
this is no time lost.
So it wasn't like you just went through a weird like time loop warp thing.
No. It's weird,
Did
man.
you find any probes in your butt after?
Yes.
Not that I know of,
check
but
your
I...
butt for probe
Just-
enemas.
Just always check your butt for probes.
Okay, here's the
Is
thing.
that just a normal?
Look.
Coming from nurse
Just
Elise,
always, every night.
always check your
Before
butt
bed,
for probes.
check for probes in your butt.
This is coming from RN Elise.
Yes, I am a licensed professional.
You are a licensed professional.
You are Elise.
I literally am.
This is
Now,
so great.
Elise,
This
can
is
you
actual
please give
medical
us
advice.
a demonstration of how to check your butt for probes?
Take your finger.
No, okay, I'm done.
Okay.
I regret everything in my life up to this point.
You can't ask me questions like that. I will answer them.
She's
Are there
a nurse.
Are there mirrors used? Any kind of like rudimentary
You don't really
mirror
need to. You can
setup?
feel around.
Okay,
I mean,
you know
unless you
what?
have short, stubby
Okay,
fingers, then
guys.
we
No.
need that.
No.
I'm done.
No.
I'm sorry
We just
to
lost.
everyone ever.
We just lost every single
I
listener.
want to apologize to my mom and dad who don't listen to this,
Who don't listen.
but they know something's wrong.
They'll just know.
Oh, they do.
Um,
They've accepted us for who we are, though. Can we appreciate that for a second?
I don't
Yeah.
think they've accepted
They-
us for who we are. I think they just
They've become resigned to it.
Yes.
resigned. Yeah, they got
Our
tired
parents-
and just
Yeah.
went, okay.
Our parents are resigned to the people that they raised us to be.
Yes. They're just like, okay.
Sometimes they're
that's
proud
who
of
you
us.
are now.
Sometimes they're worried about us. Mostly they're worried about us.
Mostly worried.
Yeah.
Like I was telling Erin about Easter, where we tried to set up the drunken Easter egg hunt, where you could like we were gonna put like little liquor bottles or like take a sip notes in the like Easter eggs when you found it. And first, Mom was like, "What are you doing?" And we're like, "Oh, we're just doing Easter egg hunt." So Mom hid the eggs around the house. And then when she started opening it, she's like, "What are these notes in here?" Then she suddenly went, "You have to take a drink. It says take a sip. It says take a shot of that. You need to drink that." And Mom suddenly got really into it. And then
Mom was so sad, though, when we were like, yeah, it's just us now, because everyone else is gone, or like, no one wanted to do it. She was like, oh, well, I'll hide them.
she was like, "Go inside. I'll do this."
No,
And then we were gonna do shots of Jordan got this like 190 proof, basically moonshine, whatever it
Oh,
was. It was awful.
Basically, rubbing
It
alcohol.
was rubbing
oh my
alcohol.
gosh.
And Elise and I were like, "We don't really want to take shots of this, but we want Jordan to take shots of it." And Jordan being a very loving, trusting brother, let us pour the shots. And so Elisa and I just put water in our shot glasses and then gave Jordan just that straight, whatever that rubbing alcohol was. And he's like freaking out. He's like, I don't want to take a shot of this. I don't want to do it. And we're like, Jordan, we're going to do this together. And he's like, okay. And we took the shots together and Jordan just lost like all of his breath and was wheezing. And Lisa and I were like, that was quite refreshing.
We're like, wow, that was pretty bad, huh?
We're like, oh, that was terrible, Jordan. He was not happy with us.
No, of course not.
Mom was very proud of us. She thought it was hilarious.
She thought it was funny. She was like, that's so mean, as she was laughing.
That's terrible, guys. Terrible. But it's so funny.
One time, I don't know if you remember this, Elise, we played like a Russian roulette game where we had, it was supposed to be two people had rosé in a shot glass, and one person had apple cider vinegar or whatever the pink red wine vinegar.
Probably before my time.
Oh, might have been.
All the fun stuff was before my time.
You guys are doing all the fun stuff and I'm gone.
No, this was a while ago.
What do I do?
We were still living in Florida, and we convinced Dad to do it with us, but Dad poured. Oh gosh, no, Jordan poured it.
I remember giving Dad the cucumber vodka.
I remember
He was
that.
so angry.
I remember that. That was funny.
Oh,
this episode just turned into reminiscing of when we gave out reminiscing. That's gonna go into animation. Reminiscing. Imagine.
Imagine this. Well,
of just the terrible things we did to our brother and our father. We were not that terrible.
No, we were pretty good. I mean, did we talk about the shotgunning of when Dad shotgunned White Claw? Because that was pretty solid.
I was not there for that. I saw the video.
That was on Christmas.
That was on Christmas.
2 years ago. Not last Christmas, the Christmas before.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Because this is what my experience was with that. Was Jordan, Jordan got like the Nerf guns and they were shooting each other. And I asked Mom, like, where the guys were at one point, and she's like, oh, they're down in the game room shotgunning. And I was like, with Jordan's Nerf, like, they're using Jordan's Nerf gun? And I was confused why Mom worded it like that. And I walked down there, and I see all of our brothers in a circle shotgunning White Claws with cans all over the floor. The floor is wet, and
with
they're just shotgunning White Claws with our 65-year-old father. I was like, what is happening?
Didn't really know how to shotgun. He was like, what do we do? And like Jeremy explained to him, and he was like, oh, I got this, and just like popped it and did it. And we're like,
he did.
Dad?
Mom and Dad lived through the 70s. They did everything. They won't admit it, but they did.
Oh, we know. They did, yeah.
Okay, you did mention Dad's 65, but I want to state that our dad looks like he's in his 40s.
Oh, yeah.
No one ever believes he's his age. And I love it. One time I mentioned it, Dad just goes, black don't crack, Erin. Black don't crack. And I'm like, Dad.
Yeah, because he's almost 70 now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He'll be 67, yeah.
If he didn't have gray hair, he'd look like he's
Isn't
like
he already
46.
Yeah.
He's 67, yeah. He'll be 68 this year.
Yep.
Yeah.
But he
crazy.
literally
Oh my
looks like
God.
he's in his 40s. Like, he looks so young.
And he's not, like, yeah, you can tell Dad's getting older, but, like, he's not super acting like it. He's still doing a lot of young man
active.
stuff. He's very
Okay,
active.
guys, you're
break
talking
something.
like our dad is, like, super old right now.
70
Okay,
is
I'm
super
sorry,
old.
70.
But Dad's not 70.
Almost 2 years.
3 years. He just turned 67 in December.
3
Ish.
years, and what month is it?
It's April.
Dad,
so-
I'm defending
12
you.
minus
You're
4.
not
12
that
minus
old.
4 is
minus
8.
4. 8,
I was an English
9,
major.
10, 11, 12.
Not math.
Yes. What did we say? A year and 8 months.
8 months.
December, January,
Erin.
February, March, April, May. A year and 5 months, guys.
We are the Wear Sisters, and we're good at math.
He turned the end of December, okay?
My degree is in education, but it's English, not math.
I don't
shall
have a
never teach
degree
for
yet,
math.
and I can do it math better than you guys.
I can do it math.
Shut up.
I can do it math. I can't English it.
I can do with the math. I'm good at maths. as
This
the British
episode
say.
is all over the place.
That's the point. Because, loosey-goosey, right? Loosey-goosey.
So, in full, honesty, not the word, disclosure. Elise and I went to this, Elise and I, well,
It's
Cari and
Cari.
I know, Cari and I, Cari and our husbands went to this restaurant
Elise.
called Max's South Seas Hideaway, which happens to be a tiki bar.
I know, I'm so jealous. I saw the pictures and I was like, oh, I want to be there.
I'm gonna be honest. When I went there, I
I
was a little
dream of that
worried.
place.
I was worried that it wasn't gonna be as good as I remembered. At least it's
No,
better.
it was amazing, wasn't it?
It's so good.
Did you have it? You didn't have the same waitress though, did you?
No.
But our dude was
Because
awesome.
she was part of the experience.
This
This
dude,
dude was awesome.
He was
This dude's
so
like,
great.
I'm supposed to cut people off, but I'm here to party.
He was like, I'm an enabler.
Did you get one of the big drinks that's like for 2 to 4 people? Oh my god!
They lit it on fire.
We had 3 things on our table tonight that were on fire. We had a tiki bowl that they lit on fire, and then for dessert, we got their table-side bonfire s'mores, which literally they have cherry wood chips inside this little cast iron thing that they light on fire with from-scratch graham crackers, from-scratch marshmallows, and a dark chocolate pudding. And you sit there and you roast those marshmallows
Over your drink?
Yes, it was after we had drinks.
It was after we had drinks.
After you... Oh my god.
So our drink was on fire, and we finished our drink,
Brother.
and then we got that, and it was amazing.
That chocolate pudding thing was amazing. And at least he's getting a refill here.
You did text
Is that Bethany?
Lovely brother and producer.
Oh, hello, brother.
our bartender, brother, producer.
Yes.
At least is
You just keep pouring.
all I see
Thank
is
you,
Elise
brother.
lift up her glass and like a spout come in and pour wine into it.
I texted Kyle SOS.
Oh my! Say
My glass is empty.
Kyle, you are the best producer. You really
Brought
are.
the whole bottle.
Kyle, how are you feeling lifting this whole podcast on your shoulders?
I know. We
You're
would
a strong
not be
man.
here if not for Kyle.
No.
Oh my gosh, this is so fun. So yeah,
yeah.
so we did
Oh.
that. So everything was on fire, and it was hilarious because at the end, Joed was trying to toast his last one, and he's playing the fire. He's trying to light the fire back up on one of them. So he picked up the bonfire thing. It's a little cast iron dish. He picks it up and he dumps the chips into the other one. But what we didn't know, is there's an internal thing that's holding them, and he drops it on the table. And we're trying to leave, and we're like,
And everyone's like, that man's drunk.
And yeah, mind you, Joed doesn't like the taste of alcohol. He didn't have anything to drink other than his as he was very excited to order a virgin pina colada. And he clapped like a little kid.
He went,
Now
was adorable.
he's like playing Boy Scout as he's blowing into like the little wood chips, trying to make the fire bigger for his marshmallows. And I'm like, you're the one person who hasn't been drinking.
The only things I found that he will drink are Stella Rosa,
Yes.
and if you hide some vodka and pineapple juice. That's it.
I love
We were actually talking about that tonight, the Stella Rosa, and how poor Johnny that night.
Johnny, for anyone listening who's wondering, is Joed's soulmate.
Yes.
He married
loves-
Cari, but really he belongs with Johnny.
And honestly, I accept that.
Yeah.
So
Cari's just in the
Johnny
way.
is engaged to my friend Carissa, and the 3 of us are actually in Carissa's wedding.
yes, we are.
Yes, I can't wait.
We love you,
In
Carissa.
January, you're wonderful, Carissa. But Carissa, I understand how you're feeling marrying a man who's in love with another man, i.e., my husband. Because when we went to Tallahassee to go visit them, Joed was excited and he said, "I can't wait to go see Johnny. I'm really excited for my vacation time with Johnny. Not my vacation time with you, Cari."
He's like, forget you.
As soon as we walk in, Johnny's like, "Joed, come here. And they walk away to another room and then went downstairs and just like hung out for hours. And Chris and I were just like, well, I guess that's how the trip is going then. And that was the trip. Was the 2 of them hanging out.
When I went up there with you guys, literally Johnny and Joed cuddled on the couch, the 2 of them.
They're so cute.
In Johnny's big fluffy sweater thing. They cuddled on the couch while the 3 of us were hanging out. But they were just watching TV,
That's
having
adorable.
a great time.
I did learn about you being called
Idiot.
Becky.
Becky.
Oh, that is my name. My name is Becky. Well, Johnny, when he gets drunk, they don't listen to the podcast, so we can say whatever we want, right?
Yeah.
So, also, you should listen to our podcast.
I've told Carissa to, and she downloaded it, and she won't listen to it because she just...
Wow, you guys are horrible
Doesn't have
friends.
the
I'm not
time.
in the wedding anymore. JK. I'm excited. So, Johnny, when he gets drunk, he turns into a, 12-year-old boy. And you called me Buggy. Because Cari calls me Buggy, as in Lilybug, and then
Okay, yeah, it came from Ladybug because you love Ladybug, so I called you
Yes.
Lilybug, and then it turned to Buggy.
because Lily was my nickname for Elise, so it turned to Lilybug, and then it got shortened to Buggy. So she called me Buggy, and then Johnny's like, Becky? He's like, your name's Becky? And Cari's like, yeah, her name's Rebecca. Her middle name's Elise. So I call her Becky for short. Which, none of this is true, by the way. My name's not Rebecca. And Johnny's like, oh, okay, so the rest of the night he kept calling me Becky. And he was like, Becky, come here. And then I had to feed him through my straw, my drink.
Like
And
baby
I'm
bird
Becky.
style.
And yes, I had to baby bird my drink to him.
That's
My
hilarious.
favorite-
Then they got me
So
this
funny.
personalized wine glass that says Becky on it, and I love it. It's one of my
That's-
most prized possessions.
Your most prized possession. Forget your diploma. Becky is the most
cares?
prized possession. My favorite about that night, though, was when we kept trying to get Johnny to drink water because he was
Oh my gosh,
drinking a lot. He had blackberry moonshine. I got
Hiding under
large-
the counter, drinking blackberry
Yes.
moonshine.
a large portion of a jar of blackberry moonshine plus a bottle of Stella Rosa that he split with Joed. And I'm like, we're all like, you need to drink water. And he goes, no. Everyone who's ever drank water has died. And we're like, what? He's like, tell me it's not true. Anyone who's ever had water in their life has died. Water kills you.
I forgot about that, right? He kept
Also-
and I was like, Johnny, people who don't drink water also die.
Exactly.
And he's like, okay, so you can't tell me wine's not the reason. I mean, water's not the reason. And I'm like, no, that doesn't really make sense.
And then
Can't
he
argue
kept
with a drunk
stealing
man.
people's socks, like yanking it off their feet and throwing it and going, idiot.
Idiot. Doofus.
Oh my god,
Oh,
this is
Johnny.
so crazy.
And we're
Oh.
airing out all of his dirty laundry and he doesn't even know.
I'm gonna
I
beep
love
his name
you,
out when we
Johnny.
edit it.
Yeah, I'm gonna see him tomorrow.
What if I
No.
just say his name over
Friday.
and over again and just do a long string of beeps?
Yes. No.
Johnny, 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 Johnny.
Please stop.
Do it.
You don't
We
understand.
didn't say his
I
last
love
name,
you,
so we're
Erin.
good.
Editing, man. Editing takes a long time, guys.
Fun fact about Johnny that I learned, and I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure this is true.
It's a rock
name
fact.
His name is Johnny. Not Jonathan or John. Johnny.
Wait, his legal name is Johnny?
His legal name is Johnny.
That's fantastic.
I didn't
Yeah.
know that.
I was like, oh, Jonathan. He's like, that's not my name. My name is legally Johnny. And I was like, oh. Sorry for your loss.
Okay, then.
Sorry for
I'm sorry for your
I think
loss.
that's awesome.
Loss
No,
of
it's
the
a
rest
great
of
name.
the souls.
That I love that.
Hey there, Erin.
Yes,
Your eyes got real wide.
because I was like
Something
I was
happened.
no.
Okay, so when we were at the tiki bar, there's this really weird looking creepy tiki thing. And we made a joke saying that this tiki was a spirit that was going to follow Erin home. So, Erin, did you just see it?
Oh,
No.
she's
Did
scared.
you see it?
I did my
Hold on.
toenails before I
Hold
left
on.
and I messed it up.
Are you showing your foot in this
Yeah.
camera, Elise? You just put your foot
Look,
into
I'm
the frame.
lonely.
She
That
did.
thing is creepy.
She just put her toes up here.
Elise, you just put your
Do you wanna
toes
see it
into the
again?
camera.
Do you wanna
No,
see
I don't want to see
Yeah,
your
let me see what it
toes.
looks like. What color
Your
was
bean
it?
toes?
I could get paid for this, Cari.
You could get paid for this? No, you're not. You're
Yes.
showing your bean toes.
Just wait.
oh,
Just do
Elise.
wait.
So Elise has teeny tiny toes, and she calls them
not that
bean
small.
toes. And we went to the day trip in Chicago, and we saw the Chicago bean. I guess it's called the cloud, but it looks like
Oh
a
my
bean.
gosh.
And Joe goes, hey, it's related to Elise's toes.
You know, all that means is I live rent free in Joe's head, so I'll take it.
Moving on. That was weird.
See, when people are like, I saw this and it reminded you of you, does it not make you feel like, oh, like I matter to that person?
That's true.
Definitely.
That's what I mean.
Like, I'm staring at a Moana pin right now, and it looks like you, Elise.
Like, I went to this little witch shop. Gabe took me to this shop. It's called Deadwick's. It's like this little witchy shop. And it's all dark and, like, it smells like incense. And they have, like, this music. It's so cool. And I was like, wow, my sisters would love this place.
Yes.
You
Yes, we
thought of
would.
us?
Thank you.
Yes. That's what I'm
Aw.
saying.
Gabe was like, hey, for your birthday, can you come up here before I move? And he's like, how about we get an Airbnb in a haunted place and then we go spend time in Salem? And I was like, yes!
Yes!
but I can't.
Yes, we can. We're gonna do it.
Why?
We're gonna do it.
Because my
You have class?
yeah, I do. It's a
Let's
big
drop
one.
out. That's what I'm
I'm
gonna do.
directing.
I told Mom,
Ew.
I came home after, so I met Nadine, my friend from nursing school, at Achilles, the coffee shop, and we were working on our final because we had like this case study and then our final exam. And the case study was worth like 200 and something points, and the exam was worth 300 points. And so we were like, let's work on it together. So we were doing that, and I totally lost my train of thought.
Dropping out of school.
Completely lost it, yeah. So I came home and Mom's like, Mom said something. Oh, she was like, oh, there's my college student or something. And I was like, yeah, for now until they drop out. And she was like, haha. And then a few minutes later, she listened. She's like, you weren't serious about dropping out, were you? And I was like, who knows, Mom? Who knows?
You're like, I got a coffee shop on the brain, and
Yeah.
I'm done with this
I'm-
nursing crap.
I'm ready. I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore.
I'm directing this project, and it's a really big project. I mean, like, for those of you who are listening, I know if you that go to school with me, it's a almost 18-page script, which is a pretty big script, especially for for what we're doing. And I'm looking at about 165 to 200
Did you say
individual.
18 page?
Is it single or
Script?
double spaced?
You have to write 18 pages worth of content.
She's already
Single or double?
no, she's already done it. I didn't write it.
Someone has to do
Whoever
Uh-huh.
wrote it, you are a strong person.
that.
She
18
is.
pages is 20 minutes?
Congratulations
Okay,
to you.
no, so
all the respect.
roughly you get 1 page a minute. That's a very rough thing that you're kind of taught. So for every 1 page of script, you get roughly a full minute on screen. And in reality, it's going to be between 12 and 20 minutes. I think it's going to be a little bit longer than 18 minutes because of just things that we're going to be doing in it. And this is my my high end conservative thing, but it's still almost 18 pages. It's a big script comparatively, especially since because of COVID, all of our other projects got canceled. So we've only worked on one 5-minute thing, and now we're doing this massive thing that's outdoors.
Oh.
We have a lot of night
Outdoors.
shoes. Yeah, we have a lot of
Yeah,
outdoors. We have a lot of
plays
night.
and stuff.
We have to find, all this stuff. So there's a lot going on. Like, this isn't just some little project that we're doing. And, and then my job is really important. So I have to put a lot of effort into it. I have to put a lot of work into it. For those who aren't in the film industry, who aren't learning about it, like, you think, oh, the director just works with actors, which is true. It's a very important part of the job. But they're also doing a lot of behind-the-scenes paperwork. They're working with your producer. They're working with your cinematographer. Like, they're creating, like, as Ron Howard says, which is a really great thing, the director is the keeper of the story. They're the one that has to create this story. Every other job comes around and we all work together, and there's not a single job on a film set that's not important. Even if you're blood bagging, which is when you stand on a C-stand, or if you're a PA.
I'm sorry, blood bagging is
Excuse
what?
me? Why?
Okay, so C-stands are the stands that we put things on, and they're like these big heavy-duty metal things, and you have to put sandbags on them, but sometimes you have to move them around.
Blood?
So you have a
put blood
person.
in them?
No, you have a person stand on it.
The person is the blood bag?
'cause you're
You
the
call a
blood bag 'cause
human
you're
being a blood
you're
bag?
bag of blood.
That's horrible.
That's kind of cool.
That is
Oh,
so bad. That is so
that's-
bad.
Yeah,
Dude.
that's bad, not cool.
Do you want to know what we
That's
call?
bad.
Do you want to know what we call
Can you imagine being
clothespins?
called a blood bag, Gary?
I would be fine.
Dude, I love blood bagging. I just stand on the C-stand.
Okay, hold up.
I'm
hold
gonna call
up.
my
When you call
patients
it-
blood bags from now on up.
If
That
you
blood
say-
bag in room 205 is annoying me.
If you say, Cari, can you go blood bag that? That's cool. If you say, I'm blood bagging, that sounds worse.
You're a
The
blood
ing
bag.
at it.
It
makes
all
sound
sounds
worse.
bad, Carrie.
Blood bagging.
All of
That's-
it.
That patient's blood bagging.
That patient's blood. We did have a patient on the unit, not my patient, who started bleeding profusely from his rectum, and we had
Oh,
to
no.
call
At
rapid
least-
response.
We talked about this.
I just thought I should share that.
We talked
It was
about this.
all
a
over
little.
I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm
They had to
sorry, I'm
call-
sorry.
They had to call environmental
At least we
services to
talked
clean up
about
all the
this.
blood that came from his butt.
Okay, we have to. At least.
Do you know the editing?
Human bodies are amazing.
You don't understand. I have to edit this podcast.
Erin, what is the graphic you're gonna put for that?
I'm sorry.
At least you need to have your own
I'm
medical
sorry.
podcast where it's just you talking about gross things for like
No,
20 minutes.
I love medical podcasts, and it's so funny when people get like, oh, a little squeamish about something medical, and I'm just sitting there going, well, that's the human body for you.
It doesn't bother
Exactly,
me.
the human
but
body
I know
is
other
kinda
people are
disgusting.
heaving right now, Elise.
No one's heaving.
But yeah, 12-year-old
blood.
Elise.
Sky, I'm sorry. Sometimes blood comes out of your butt. It shouldn't happen, but sometimes it happens. I love you.
And on that, we end the episode.
Yeah, goodbye.
The end.
Peace out,
The
guys.
last episode. Doinks. Do. Yeah. Oh man, I love that song.
It's like a weird gingerbread man.
Look at this.
Okay,
For
well,
anyone not watching, Erin
All
showed
right.
me a weird gingerbread man.
I'm going to explain this. It's a tiki sculpture. It's brown with a soulless eyes, and a horrible grin that looks like it's full of black teeth.
You know what it looks like? Remember, you know the episode of Avatar Avatar Day, the episode called Avatar Day,
Yes.
where they
The
go
little
to
doughies?
the island, yes, and they make the unboiled Avatar dough thing
To celebrate when they
That's
didn't
what it
boil
looks
him.
like, but like one that was possessed.
Wow.
Bill took a picture of it and didn't ask permission, so maybe it's gonna haunt them like Robert the Doll, who is
Yes.
in Florida. So
Yep, Key
Yes,
West.
anyone wanting to visit a haunted doll,
Yes.
Florida,
take me with
Key
you.
West, listen to lore.
Oh, Lord, so
I
good.
really want to visit more haunted places. I did a haunted
Stuff.
tour in the New Orleans a few years back. It was
In
this
New
2017, and boy, was it spooky.
Elise, you know where I should have taken her?
Where? Oh,
The bridge to
you didn't go to
hell.
the bridge? I thought you
No.
were going to the bridge. I told you to go to the bridge. Okay,
I love haunted things.
I feel like we have to tell the story, Erin.
I got
Go ahead.
witch nails, and I want to see scary.
You want to tell it?
No, go ahead.
Okay, so I was visiting Erin last August, and we went to this place called what was it called?
Bridge to hell.
The Bridge to Hell. Right. So we went there, and the urban legend is that there's this guy who like killed children and like dumped their bodies in this river that had a bridge going over it. It's an urban legend. It's not real. But near there, there's a place where a guy murdered someone and dumped their body. So I mean, there is murder in that area. But anyway, there's this tree, and someone burned it and like made it look like this creepy face thing. But anyway, we're going to this place, and Erin's like, we're walking through this forest, and maybe we should let someone know that we're going to this forest in case something happens. Because we did hear, like, weird, spooky noises. So Erin decides, let me text Cari. She sends our
Cari-
location. She's like, this
Carrie
is our
was still in
location.
Florida.
Yes, Cari, I'm up there. Cari's in Florida still. And she goes, this is our location in case anything happens. Sends that, nothing else. Then we go, we see the bridge to hell, hear some spooky noises, whatever, go back to her house. We're just chilling. Like 3 hours later, Erin's like, I never texted Cari back. And she checks, and Cari's like, texting, she's like, are you okay? What's going on?
Yeah,
And she just
because
never
I
texted
texted
back.
you immediately, and I guess you guys lost service, and I
Yeah,
called you, I
yeah.
texted you, said, what's going on? Where are you? What is happening? What are you doing? Do you need me? Do I need to come get you? I will drive up there. I will buy plane tickets. What is happening? Hours later, you finally text me back, and I was freaking out. I was calling Bill.
Yeah.
I'm
We were
so-
all ignoring her. For
No,
reasons.
I didn't have service for a long time. But yeah, that place was creepy though, because like, all right, we're getting to like our paranormal stuff, and I know we're like, anyway.
Yeah,
I know
We're-
we're winding down. Let's talk about we should also talk about the creepiest place we've been real quick.
We were
Yeah.
walking, and then like Bill looks at me, he's like, something feels really weird. And I look at Elise, and she's like, is something following us?
It felt like there was a guy, like I heard noises, and it sounded like there was a dude somewhere in the trees.
Yes.
And there was weird carvings, and there were like branches.
Little
that had been,
runes carved.
like, yes, there were like runes. Like weird symbols carved into these fallen tree branches.
It was weird.
That
Like,
like you had to duck under to keep walking on the path.
when you get to the bridge to hell, it's like not as scary. And there was also people there when we got there, so it's kind of like, oh, you guys
Yeah.
survived. But the walk there, you have to crawl under tree like limbs, and you have to walk over them, and like you're like literally there's a few times where we're crawling on the ground, and it was there was something in those woods. I don't know if it was a person or a thing, but it was really creepy.
It's 10 o'clock at night. Let's go.
Okay,
I'm not
have fun.
stupid.
No.
Goodbye.
At least
Can
you
I-
know where we are.
Yeah, I'll send you the
Yeah.
location and
I
I'll
don't
respond
know.
for hours.
If you guys never respond, I'm like, they died at the bridge to hell.
Can I tell you real quick the creepiest thing that's ever happened to me? Not ever happened, but one of the creepiest things, because I want to save some of my creepy stories for later.
Yes.
So I'll tell you a mildly creepy story.
Yeah, we gotta do a spoopy episode.
Yeah, we're gonna do spoopy episodes. So this is my mildly spoopy. One time, and by one time, about not last November, but the November before that, Joe and I rented an Airbnb for our anniversary. And we went to this place, and it was a pretty nice house, but it was an older house. But we weren't really staying there much. It was really just to sleep there as we were like doing our things for the day. And the second day, Joe had got was not feeling well. He was getting really sick. And he's like, I really don't want to end our anniversary trip early. Let's go out to dinner and see how I feel. We'll just go to bed after. And so we go to dinner and we come back. And I was like, you're not feeling well. Why don't we just leave? It's not a long drive home. Let's just pack up and go. You're not feeling great. So we did. But what I never told him was the reason why I asked him to leave is because we walked into the house, our Airbnb, and I went to the kitchen to put our leftovers away.
I'm getting
And-
teary-eyed already.
Oh, no. I am too.
The coffee pot was on.
Oh, you told me this.
The appliances were all unplugged when we first got there. I never plugged anything in. The coffee pot was plugged in and on and very hot, but no water or anything inside of it. And I was like, screw this. We are out of this house now. I packed our things. I drove us home, and I never told him why because I was like, we need to get the heck out of this house now.
I don't like it.
Oh my ass, I got all teary.
I don't. Can you see?
Why was the coffee I walked in there and the light was red, and I was like,
Oh, God. I'm saying
It's
it
time
Airbnb
to leave.
tomorrow night, Cari.
That's the only time it's ever happened to me. But also when if I travel alone, I like to rent rooms with people who live there. Typically, I like to find women who have reviews by other women and who are hopefully single moms because after that experience, never again.
Yeah, because single moms never murder anyone.
No, but you know what?
False.
In Scotland, I met a single mom who had 2 great kids and gave me vegan cheese. After that experience, it's better than a coffee pot being on.
I do
in
think
a
single
house
moms are more trustworthy
in the middle of
than most
nowhere.
Men. You can cut that out.
No, we leave it.
No.
Yeah, I'd rather have a single mom with children than a coffee pot being on in a house when no one was in there. And here's the thing. Joe doesn't drink coffee. He hates coffee. He would have never turned the coffee pot on or plugged it in.
You don't have to justify it to me, Cari. I already know how creepy it is. My eyes.
2 things. I right my eyes. There's only 2 options in my opinion. 1, there was a ghost. 2, somebody broke into that Airbnb just to freak you out and plugged it in because they had been watching you the entire time. Either
the
one is
scary-
horrifying.
No.
Like
the
the neighbors are
scariest
watching us
option
or
is that
something.
the person who has, the host of the Airbnb creeps on you and comes in and messes with stuff. That's the creepier option.
Hold on.
Because they
The
have
creepy
access to the Airbnb 24/7. They could come in and murder
But
you
the
at
creepier
any
thing-
time.
The creepier thing
And
is
that freaks me out.
the host of that particular Airbnb, that was their vacation home. They lived out of state. So someone else or something else, either the person who comes and cleans their Airbnb or neighbors or a ghost or something came in there and turned
tear
that
you up
coffee pot on. And to this day, I think about it and I'm like, I don't know what it was. I don't know if something was in the house, but I got us packed and left in less than 10 minutes because I was like, I don't know what this
way.
is.
Okay, I'm going to throw this out there.
Freaking way.
Airbnb, where you tell people it's haunted, but it's really you.
It's just you coming in.
Oh God, no.
So
No.
Jane chains down the hallway.
you tell people it's haunted, and they're looking for a haunted experience. So when
It's
they're
just
out
you
of the
in a
house,
Victorian
you
gown.
move all
So
this
you're
stuff.
creepy like H.H. Holmes in the walls? No.
You're inside the walls, just clicking,
God.
clacking on them.
You're doing this. Hold on. You guys hear that?
You're like, I can see.
Or this.
I hate it. No, I hate it.
I'm gonna edit
Welcome
that
to
part out.
Erin's ASMR.
I can see you. I hear you.
Or like you just walk down the hall
If
and
I
you
hear
just
that whispering in my ear at night, I'm
am
probably
not Brit the
dying.
doll.
I'll probably
I am-
just choose to die.
Okay, but here's the thing. This is the thing, though, Elise. I leave a doll at the foot of your bed. It looks like Robert the doll.
No, I'm gone. I will leave so fast. So
Like
fast,
me.
Cari.
That's why, like, we had an Airbnb this weekend, and the lady we were staying with, phenomenal. She had chickens and ducks and gave us, like, chicken eggs. And I was like, you are solid. Not like the coffee pot person.
The coffee pot.
The coffee pot burglar. Like the Slim Jim
Coffee
burglar.
lover, like the Slim Jim burglar.
The Slim Jim burglar. On a lighter note, because I know we need to wind down, Elise, would you like to tell a Slim Jim burglar story?
No, you tell it.
Oh, well.
I don't know the story.
Let's both tell it, because I don't remember all of the details.
Okay,
Okay,
you start and now I'll tag.
fill in the gaps. So, when we went to go visit Johnny and Carissa, I guess it was, New Year's of 2019? Yeah, because it was right before 2020. We drove to Tallahassee to go visit them, and Carissa was telling us the story of how she had to drive home one day after work, or like in between work and the time she and Johnny were sharing a car, so she would drop him off at work, go to work. And so she went home for her lunch break for some reason. And she walked in the house, and she walked upstairs because their house is kind of like this weird, almost like a townhouse, but not quite. And she goes in the kitchen, and there were Slim Jim wrappers on the counter. And she's like, we never have Slim Jims in this house. We don't eat Slim Jims. Where do these wrappers come from? And why are there Slim Jim wrappers on the counter? So she freaks out and she leaves the house immediately. She's like going back to work. She's calling Johnny, but he's at work. He's not answering, and she's freaking out thinking there's someone in the house. Well, Johnny at the time didn't work very far from their home and had...
If I recall, she was considering calling the cops.
Yeah, she wanted to call the cops, yeah. So Johnny walked back home during his lunch break, where he had bought Slim Jims during his lunch break, to do something, left wrappers on the counter, then walked back to work. And Carissa was like, there's a Slim Jim burglar in the house!
Okay, look, if you're a burglar and you burgle and leave
That's
Slim
your
Jim
calling
wrappers, that's your calling card. You're like the wet bandits, but worse.
Yeah. They're the burglar turts, but really it's just a burglar Slim Jim.
Burglar
Burglar
turds.
turds.
I want to steal stuff. Actually, he just says,
Steal.
I want to steal. But this has been a lot of fun.
Yes.
Thank you so much for doing this. This is later than our normal recording, so this is a later night one. So thank you guys for taking time out of your evening.
Or whenever you listen.
Yeah.
Or talking to us.
I was talking to you guys too. Whenever, yeah.
Look, I am 2.5
No.
Three what?
cocktails, 1 White Claw,
All
and
right.
1 sour in. So let's just not judge it.
Okey-doke.
Listen, no judging. But thank you so much. So go ahead and take it away with the thank yous.
Well, thank you to Tiger Weather for the use of their song "Golden Lining" off the album Cassandra for our intro and outro of this podcast. I barely messed up there. Thank you guys.
Yes, and as usual, if you ever want to find us anywhere, we're in most podcasting
We're
sites.
on everything now, basically.
Yeah, we're on Spotify, Apple, iTunes, Buzzsprout. We just got on something new, iHeartRadio, something else.
We just got on Amazon.
Amazon. Yeah, that's a big new one. We're on Amazon. And if you ever want to send us an email to say hi or to give us a suggestion of something to talk about, our email
Please
is
give us suggestions.
yes, please.
Or join us for cocktail hour. Or
Yeah.
cocktail hour.
If you ever want to talk with us about our cocktail hour, please email us and we can discuss how we could set up a cocktail hour with you. Our email is heygirlheycast@gmail.com. Our Instagram is heygirlheycast, and so is our Twitter, heygirlheycast. So if you ever want to find us,
I don't think we've ever tweeted.
And YouTube.
we've never tweeted
is Hey Girl,
on
Hey
YouTube.
Cast.
Basically everywhere we're Hey Girl Hey Cast. So please reach out to us, and we're rate, subscribe, review, give us a shout out, reach out to us. We love you all.
And a special thank you to our brother and producer, Kyle. He is a fantastic producer. He put so much time in helping us, getting things set up. Like, we could not do this podcast without him. And I want to do... Yeah, literally, Elise just texted SOS, and he came with some wine. And I want to also send a shout out to my husband, Bill. Thanks for helping us get set up. We haven't done a 2-person podcast at our place before, and he made sure everything was downloaded and set up, and then worked with Kyle. So special thanks to Bill for that, but really, Kyle, you're the fantastic producer. MVP. We appreciate you. You're the MVP. Oh, that's a W. MVP. We love you. So...
Thanks
for
listening
to Hey Girl Hey.
Hey.
That was on you this time.
Peace out.